Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of Upon the Garf, a Garfield podcast. I am Ryan, and I'm here with my fellow host,
Jake, hello. I'm the fellow host.
and we also, on the special episode,
Guest
we
star.
have a guest host.
I'm Nick. I'm Jake's roommate and Ryan's former roommate.
It's true. Now, without further ado, let us delve into the listener feedback on the last episode.
Previous episode.
Yes. Now, our first comment is from user Mythical Essence.
Ooh, I don't like that name. It's kind of, it's like, making me think of Evanescence. You know what I mean? Wake me up inside.
I do know what you mean.
Yeah, what did she say?
She said, I want to throat punch both of you knuckle draggers.
Knuckle draggers.
Do you drag your knuckles, Jake?
No, I don't particularly drag them. I don't really use them. I don't even punch with them, actually. That sounds like a boomer phrase, in my opinion.
Perhaps. Good.
I personally would take knuckle draggers as a compliment.
In what manner?
In what matter?
Your arms are so long that your knuckles drag on the ground.
If you have
perhaps.
long things.
If you have long arms, you can reach a lot of crevices.
You can. I don't really know what to make of this comment. Is this just a satirical thing? Oh, I want to punch you guys in the necks. I love this podcast.
I'm not sure. I think I would take it that way. But
I'll accept
also,
it.
I'm vaguely threatened.
I'm vaguely threatened. I don't know if this is a supporter or not. But they didn't really dive into what the issue is or why they want to throat punch us. I don't really understand that. It's just a Garfield podcast.
We're just talking about
Not-
Garfield.
We're not talking about politics.
Moving quickly along to the next comment from Hockey CL1008, who says, This is so profound. Thank you.
Okay, I like that. There's also a like on that comment too.
That might have been me. I might have liked it.
Well, I like that.
That's just a good YouTube.
Actually, no, I didn't like that. Somebody else did. Somebody else agreed with it. That's good.
That's good.
I also agree with
I
that.
enjoy that. That makes
Yes.
me feel good about myself.
And then our third and final comment from Mr. E. Sauce, who asks, Is this a Heathcliff podcast?
I do not like that one.
I think we're talking about Garfield this time.
Yeah. We're not talking about Heathcliff. So, if you think that we are, you are unbelievably wrong, and I'm disgusted at this comment and how you would think that this is a Heathcliff podcast. Heathcliff is irrelevant.
Precisely. Now, without further ado, enough dwelling upon the comments of the masses. We must speak upon the Garf.
Upon the Garf,
To the first comic.
which is dated.
The first comic is Sunday, October 13 of 2019.
Sunday strip.
A Sunday strip. So therefore, it has many panels, 7 panels.
7 panels.
More than twice the amount of a normal strip. And Jake, do you want to take us through this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at. I've never seen this, so I'm just gonna read this over as I go along. So we start out with a nicely sized rectangle of Garfield lying on a couch, and in this one box, there is detail and shading on the character, a highlight.
Yes.
I don't really understand why they put so much effort into this one. I don't know.
Because I mean, it's the title panel, so you
It's
need
a
to leave
title
a good.
panel?
You need to leave a good impression.
I guess it's just like a laid out Garfield along a couch, but no text. So we're gonna move on to the first slide. It says, well, it's Garfield sitting, full, hand on stomach, looking a little bit greedy. He's just sitting at a table with a plate that has crumbs on it and making the relieving term known as out
Yes.
loud. out loud.
Yes, of course.
Ah.
And something to note is that he's sitting in front of a plate with a fork and knife, implying he ate this food like a person, off of a plate, and he's sitting like a human.
He's sitting like a human.
Is he a cat or a man?
I don't know. And that's what I hate about this. Sometimes he eats out of a bowl. Sometimes he sits at a table and eats off of a plate.
Why is he allowed to cross these boundaries like this?
It's obvious what you have to do here, Ryan. Look at the anatomy of the first rectangle. The bosom shaping, that's obviously a cat.
You're right. I can't see any fault in that.
That is a cat,
Okay.
actually.
So the mystery, it's been solved. He's a cat, albeit a strange one, with strange mannerisms. But then, we go on to the next panel, in which, after giving an exhalation of relief, Garfield, his face morphs into a demented, wide-mouthed, is that a grin? I don't know what that is.
It's stretched. It's like his jaw isn't opening. The top of his head is opening.
It is elevating.
Yeah, it's elevating away from his jaw as if his jaw was attached to his body.
And
Yeah.
he is burping very, very loud.
Very loud, with wide eyes. He's really happy to be burping really loud with his tongue and his teeth out.
He has no shame.
No,
He's a glutton.
he's disgusting. He makes me sick. Honestly. Well, let's move on to the next one. After unleashing a powerful belch, Garfield looks and says, "That's for the main course."
He's looking slyly
Sly,
at the reader.
raising his finger as if he has something else to point out.
He's very proud of himself
Yes,
for that burp.
he's asking for our attention with his finger raised. And then the next slide gives off 3 evenly divided burps.
Yes. And his face in this one is still quite strange. But we don't yet know exactly why he's burping. I assume we'll find that out in the next panel. And it's this next panel, it's interesting because it's basically I think that's just literally copy and pasted from the third panel.
Yeah.
It's the exact same drawing.
They're identical. It's like matching cards, and you flip the cards over and you find a match across from each other. That's how identical they are.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
and
I don't like it.
And the only thing that's changed is what he's thinking at the reader.
Yes. Thinking at the reader.
And we find out that the 3 burps were because of the 3 side dishes. And, I mean, kind of makes sense. We see a progression. The one large burp was for the main course, which was the largest part of the meal. And then the 3 burps which were smaller, were for the smaller side dishes.
3 side dishes. He's talking about what he ate.
He is.
And burping for each item
Because burping is
that
comedy
he consumed.
in this world we live in.
Which is a shame.
Do you find the burp funny, Nick? Do you find it comedic?
I like the lips.
I think it's wasting my time.
Ah, the lips. We haven't gotten to the lips yet.
The lips? Oh.
So in the next
That's-
panel, the penultimate
I
panel,
don't like that.
we find Garfield nonchalantly sitting, but his lips are extended off of his face like a stalk.
Stretched off.
It's like his lips are a flower that is extending from his face. That's what it's drawn like.
Yeah.
And out of his lips comes a very tiny burp.
Tiny burp. He's blowing it out of his mouth.
And why is he emitting such a small burp? Well, we find out in the last panel, which is actually slightly redrawn from the previous ones in which he looks at the reader.
Just his hand is changed.
I think the speech bubble is too, slightly.
On the speech bubble.
I'm willing to give a little bit of credit. Not much.
Fine. A little bit.
And the punchline of it, why was that burp so small? because it was because of the after dinner mint.
Mint. He eats mints after he eats.
And he burps
Dinner?
from them, but the burp's small. Get it? The burp is small because it's a mint. It's
Ha 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 ha! So funny, Jim Davis.
Jim Davis.
Jim Davis.
Jim Davis has disappointed me.
Jimothy, Jimmerin, David with an S, and replacing the D.
How shameful.
This is what he gives us.
After the wonderful existential through line that not last week's,
2 weeks ago.
yeah, 2 weeks. After the wonderful like existential thread that he wove throughout the entirety of that week, I'm really disappointed in this Sunday strip. I hope the week begins to look up after this.
This just like inherently sucks. It's not funny. Also, there's just like a trio of matching Garfield faces in the bottom left, the middle, and the bottom right. It's a triangle. Oh my god, it's a triangle.
It's a triangle. Is Jim Davis trying to summon demons? But it's not even Jim Davis. Because Jim Davis doesn't draw these. He
We'll
writes.
blame him.
We will blame him. He brought this upon
We're
the
going
world.
to blame him.
I think.
You know they're the same because the crumbs are same on the plate.
Yeah.
You're right.
The plate is the same.
And look at the arm anatomy.
Why is his arm so chunky though?
Look at the last frame's arm.
Wait, it's chunky except when it's not chunky.
Yeah. His
Aren't we
arm
all
is usually
right?
tubular.
What a strange arm. This cat.
Strange animal.
I think.
Move on to the next one.
Yeah, let's move on. I've had enough of this one. And the next one is Monday, October 14, 2019. And we start out with. Oh no. What? He looks like a fucking,
That's so
turkey,
depressing.
but he has a weird head.
So
Anyhow,
depressing.
I digress. We start out with Garfield. His bed is. This is actually kind of like a more like dynamic shot for a Garfield panel.
Yeah, really.
Um,
Shading too.
Yeah, because he is laying in his bed, presumably asleep, and the TV is on, and the TV is on the weather, and the weathercaster is saying, and here's the weather forecast, presenting it.
Yeah, and he's just lying in a weird blue box that he doesn't really fit in, and a tiny blue blanket.
Yes. That's very form-fitting as well.
Very, like he's in that box.
I don't understand how the blanket does that. I don't understand. I still can't get over like that's the way they draw his fucking head when he's lying down.
Fucking weird, flat, pointed, mouse-looking head.
Yeah.
Look at his mouth. Like if you cut that out and put it on the side of the page, you'd think that was the front angle,
Yeah.
right?
You
Like
could
even
like
the smiling, yeah.
Photoshop that out and put it on like a front-facing Garfield.
And it would look exactly the same on a front.
Well, not a front-facing, but like a three-quarters.
3/4 kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but normal like sitting up Garfield. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I've never liked that.
No, it's weird.
But
Looks like a carrot.
a
Kinda.
very strange carrot. Yes. I can see that. I can vibe with it. But anyhow, the weathercaster then carries on. Exact same panel as the first one. The weathercaster goes on to say, "I won't say the weather is bad, but,"
Dot dot dot.
and carrying quickly on to the next panel, he says, "There's no point in getting out of bed." To which Garfield enthusiastically throws up his arms.
And rejoice.
He rejoices and very enthusiastically exclaims, "Yes." And
Wow.
what do you think? What do you think about this?
I don't. It's just depressing. He's just
Just-
sleeping in his house all day,
You get it? Garfield's lazy.
half awake, listening to the weather, and it just gives a little pun The news channel gives a pun saying there's no point in going out of bed because the weather's bad.
Yeah.
Just thinks to himself, yes, it's gonna stay in bed longer.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything with my fucking life. I'm Garfield.
What a fucking stupid, lazy, fat-ass cat.
People have given me money for doing nothing my entire fucking life. I'm gonna fucking stay in bed.
That sucks.
Yes.
Yes, that's what Garfield says.
Yes? What?
He doesn't say that, Ryan. He thinks it.
Shit, you're right.
He does think it.
He does think it.
He doesn't say
But he
much.
thinks it very loudly.
He thinks loud in his head. I thought yes in my head so loud that I exclaimed a noise as I said yes in my head
You know what?
and exhaled.
I won't lie, I do that sometimes.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
like that.
Kind of freaks my roommate out, but it's fine.
Oh, well, that's just...
He'll
That's
understand.
something you gotta deal with,
Eventually.
man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, he's just thinking yes very loudly.
Next
You're right.
panel.
We've gotten all we need. So on to the next strip.
Whoa.
We're entering like fever dream territory because on Tuesday, October 15th, 2019, we enter the strip with a balloon animal telepathically
balloon
saying
dog.
hello to Garfield, who is standing on his hind legs.
Yep, the giant feet angrily staring. Every slide is the same.
You're literally
what the
right.
hell?
Okay, but so we don't have to go over the visual changes, but obviously because they're all the same fucking panel.
Right.
But
The balloon.
so the balloon animal, it
telepathically
says
says
it says hello, and then the next panel it says I'm Benny, the balloon animal.
inanimate object introducing itself to an inanimate cat.
The cat's animate.
Animated.
Shit. I don't know what that means.
You.
I don't know what thread you're getting at here, but I'm just gonna run with it. But anyhow, a balloon animal introduces itself, says, "I'm Benny the balloon animal," and says to Garfield, unsolicited, "You look a little overinflated yourself." To which Garfield responds. What does he respond with?
He tells the balloon to go hug a cactus. Basically,
Just go fucking die.
telling it to commit suicide. This comic strip is telling us to commit suicide.
Is that what it's? I don't. Okay. So this one's
I agree.
like, this is interesting because they're both assholes. The balloon animal is an asshole because it's
Yeah.
essentially calling Garfield fat or egotistical, which, I mean, kind of right on
It's
both cases.
True, yeah.
It's correct, but also that's a shitty thing to say.
It is.
Um,
Doesn't even know him.
and then Garfield's just telling it to die.
Just hug a cactus, explode, die. Even
But-
though you're not real, die anyway.
But like also, what would you do if a balloon animal came up to you and started talking? What do you think?
I'd just stomp on it.
You would kill it.
Well, yeah, I would pull it apart.
Ah, very good, very
Yeah.
good. What would you do,
But
Nick?
I would tell it to hug a cactus. Actually, I would force it to hug a cactus.
Yes.
I would shove it into a cactus with my hand by the neck.
Good.
So hard that it would actually go through the balloon and then stab my hand. If my blood doesn't go on to the inflatable dog, I don't know why I told it to go hug a cactus.
Yeah. What do you think, Nick?
What do you think, Nick?
What would you do if a balloon animal?
What's this podcast rated? Like PG?
You can go wherever you want with the balloon animal talk. Because balloon animals aren't real. You can say whatever you want about
I
them.
think you
can.
know my answer now.
I don't know your answer.
What would you do to the balloon animal?
You'd make it squeak for you? That sounds a little profound, doesn't it, Nick?
Well, personally, I would I would immediately assume I'm having a severe mental crisis because if a fucking balloon animal is talking to me, something's wrong.
You mean if this weren't real?
I mean, like
Like if the balloon animal actually couldn't talk to you, because normally they can. But if it was fake, they wouldn't be able to talk to you.
wait, are you telling me that like the balloon animals just haven't been speaking to me my entire life?
Well,
What have I been doing wrong?
If it's in the comic strip, like these aren't fictional. You know, this is real. So
Yeah,
you got to look at this a different way, man.
you're right.
He's talking to a balloon animal. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's normal. Because that's what happens to cats. They talk to inanimate objects.
I see. Well, now that you frame it that way, it's really not so hard for me to accept this reality.
No. However, that's not what it is. I just painted a perfect lie.
And I fell for it. I fell right into your trap.
You did.
Neither of you have changed my mind that fucking the balloon animal would not be the best idea.
I mean,
Sounds a little grotesque, don't you think?
Yeah. I
Would
think
Garfield do that? Probably not.
Garfield does not fuck. And with that said, let's go on to the next.
Yeah, this just
Let's
okay.
get off of this
These
as
are
quickly as possible.
Can I do this one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Explain to us what's going on in this comic.
In the first slide, start with the first.
Should I read it off first?
Yeah, you should just like explain to the listener.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Alright.
Read it and then explain the.
We
what's
got a
going on.
3-panel linear square series here to folks. We're talking 3 squares, 3 panels. There's a cat on the left, presumably Garfield. I couldn't say that for sure.
It's never.
And there's a dog on the right. I don't know the dog's name. I'd assume it's something like Bart. So I'm going to assume the cat's name is Gerald.
Yeah.
So we got Gerald and Bart. So Gerald thinks, dear, ask a dog, what beverage goes best with dog food? Bark, 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 bark,
Is what the dog says.
is what Bart says.
Yes.
Bark, 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 bark. Bark, 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 bark. Seriously? That's what Garfield thinks in the second
Maybe
frame.
Gerald. That's what Gerald thinks.
Well, no, maybe Garfield, maybe Gerald.
Okay,
We
yeah, we're
don't.
not sure. It's nothing is certain within this comic strip.
Brian, Gerald or Garfield thinks a cold bottle of sparkling toilet water.
Oh, that's funny. That's what dogs like, right?
Okay, but you need to think about this because, okay, one Bart's doing the okay hand symbol. He's doing the okay hand symbol.
Oh, God. Odie Bart.
What does this mean? What does this mean, Bart? Are you trying to convey something?
These are like weirdly. Some of these Garfield strips just weirdly refer to just simple pet jokes.
Guys, the dog's
they're
name
not-
is Odie.
Fine, Odie, whatever. They're just not funny. Okay.
Why? No, but okay, but why?
And Odie can't even fucking speak. Why not?
He spoke right there.
He said bark. That means he can't talk.
No, no,
He did
but,
not
but
say bark. He said bark, bark, bark.
here's the thing.
Bark, bark,
Here's the
bark.
thing. He can talk. He is. But I agree. It's like it's strange. It's very strange how Garfield internalizes. Well, what fucking. I'm losing the through line here.
He thinks,
this
and
is
Odie.
incomprehensible.
This proves that Odie can telepathically read Garfield's thoughts. From the first slide, when he asks the question, holding the paper, looking at it, just never saying anything, Odie responds with a bark, and Garfield thinks, seriously? That's your answer? It's weird,
But
right?
I mean-
He can understand the dog barking, and the dog can understand him telepathically. And the last side, this is proven when the dog agrees that Garfield suggests a cold bottle of sparkling toilet water.
Why is the toilet water sparkling? Why would you carbonate fucking toilet? How does that
Carbonated
work?
toilet water.
who's carbonating the water?
How do you carbonate water within a toilet? While it's in a toilet.
It's bizarre. It's truly bizarre.
This hurts my stomach.
I'm not in the right frame of mind to like properly process the information.
I just
That
can't. There is nothing to process.
It's like,
Right?
yeah, it's very strange.
It's just dry. Really dry.
But okay, this is weird because like the fact that this is a segment called Ask a Dog. Who is writing in? Who is writing in to Garfield and Odie with these questions?
Dear Ask a Dog.
I'm just clearly riffing off of like newspaper like
Wait a minute.
columns of the sort.
The cat can read.
Why did I not? Oh my fucking god, you're right.
You don't even realize these things. This is what it
How
does
would
to you.
Why would the cat not be able to read?
Because animals cannot read human literature.
But they can't speak either.
They can't.
But I knew Garfield or Gerald could speak before I saw
like-
this frame.
Yeah, but he can't speak. He just thinks telepathically.
Or like maybe they can read though, cause like Garfield wouldn't lie to us. The Garfield comic strip wouldn't lie. Is Jim Davis a liar?
I think this proves your
Is
theory,
Jim Davis
Ryan.
a homosexual?
Where did that come from?
There's obviously one man Garfield and one cat Garfield. One
Shit.
Garfield that is able to read and think like a human, and another Garfield with the curvature of a cat.
Does
Nick is sexually attracted to the cat's curvature.
oh no, Nick, I don't
Like
think you're
millions
allowed
of
to be
pictures, folks.
I don't think you're allowed to be attracted to the cat legally.
According to God. Alright, let's move on to the next one.
Yeah, let's get off of this. We've been on here too long. Oh,
Oh, God. He's
Okay.
watching television again.
He's watching-
Watch spread.
he's watching. So, yes, Garfield is watching television. He's watching a show. It's apparently a show about cats because the noise that is emitting from the television says, "Look at the fluffy kitty."
Fluffy kitty.
The next panel, it's the same panel, carries on, saying, "She's staring at you." The fluffy kitty is staring at you.
Some kind of pet channel.
Yeah,
Nature channel
I
or
assume.
something. Animal Planet, yeah.
And then the narrator of the TV show continues with, "It means, quote unquote, I love you." And then Garfield, as he is a cat, he knows the language of cats better than any human ever could. He looks at the viewer because he wants to impart the viewer with information.
Yeah.
He thinks, actually, it means, quote unquote, if you were smaller, I'd eat you.
Oh, yeah, you're just going to translate that. You're so much
And see,
better than us, Garfield. You know that?
yeah. Garfield knows what humans do not. Humans presume to know. That's the message of this strip. We presume to know what we do not know.
We don't really know anything. And we can't think we know what we don't know.
Yeah.
But we do. That's what this is. This one has a little bit more meaning to it, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah. I think this really says a lot about,
Society.
yeah, we live in a society.
We live in a society, and there are people in the world.
There are most definitively people in the world. There are also cats in the world.
There are cats in the world, but, you know, I don't know.
And according to this comic strip, if we were smaller, the cats would eat us.
Ha 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 ha, Jim Davis. Ha 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 ha. I'm laughing with an F. Go to the next one.
Yeah, on to the next one. Wait, before we move on,
Do you
do you
have
have any
anything to say?
thoughts, Nick, about this particular comic
The
strip?
belly scares me.
Yeah.
The protrusion of the belly.
I don't
between
like
the
how
ears.
his belly protrudes so far between his legs. Like, it protrudes like his belly is like extending all the way out to like. Granted, is like.
Definitely covering his crotch.
And like, granted, his legs are bent,
Apparently,
but like. His like belly is like around the same like.
It goes to his knees.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Very strange anatomically.
Anatomically wrong.
What an odd creature Garfield is. I think we gotta move on. I don't think we can.
I don't know. Yeah,
That's
we gotta
man
go.
Garfield.
Man Garfield. Oh.
Oh, God.
So,
Humans.
we now have another comic. And this time, we have John
John.
asking how long until dinner, Liz, with Liz being his girlfriend?
I don't know.
I assume.
Giant red lips. Like, weirdly large.
Yeah. It's very strange.
Yeah.
But Liz replies as soon as the broccoli is done. John's eyes widen immensely at this. Also John's mouth looks like a butt. His face looks like
His
a butt.
face looks like ass cheeks.
It does.
Yeah,
His face looks like ass cheeks.
it does.
And
The eyes do not help. They
Why
almost
does he look like a cat?
What do
More than Garfield does.
wait, does I don't think oh, you're talking down there.
He just does.
Okay.
Well, so then he asks. Now he's talking to the cat. Out loud. He's actually asking the cat. How long does it take for broccoli to cook?
And then Garfield picks up a smartphone
A purple smartphone.
and starts I presumably Googling John's question. So this implies that John knows that Garfield is intelligent and can
Yeah.
understand him. And also Garfield's response is hopefully long enough for the pizza to get here. So I guess instead of Googling the question, he's ordering pizza. Because he doesn't like broccoli is
yeah.
the joke.
Yeah, he doesn't like broccoli. It's also,
Because he's a glutton.
I think this strip is misogynistic.
Because
In
the
the
woman
sense
is
that
designated to
the woman
cooking
is
duties.
he is asking the woman when dinner is going to be ready, assuming that she's just going to make it, and she's making broccoli, which most men would prefer pizza. But she's not making pizza.
He's not making pizza. And I don't know why. I don't know John's motive for asking how long it takes for broccoli to cook.
How long?
hunger,
Was he-
consumption.
No.
The
That's
driving
a possibility.
That's
force
a
of
possibility.
man.
He might be inferring to Garfield, order the pizza.
Yeah, that's another
How long is it
possible
going to
option.
take to cook?
In which case, John's a fucking dick.
John's a
Eat
dick.
the broccoli.
He doesn't want to eat broccoli. He's a fucking bitch. Can't eat the color green.
Eat the broccoli your girlfriend is making for you.
I
Question.
mean, she's wearing green.
Did you know that Garfield could use a phone before this frame?
No.
I did not actually.
No, we didn't know
That
that.
also implies that he can read.
And has a phone.
So
It does
it's
not imply
and
what
has
language.
people to call.
It's officially like. Wait, why is
That is man Garfield, Ryan.
it is man
Garfield.
Garfield? It's man Garf, and also wait, why is Garfield using the phone instead of John?
Well, yeah. Why doesn't John just look it up himself? Why does the
I
cat have
think
to go on the phone?
You're seeing an alpha relationship here.
So
Garfield the cat has taken over the relationship
So,
between him and his owner.
Garfield is the
And-
head of the house.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Garfield has a phone plan with Cricket Wireless.
I bet he does. Now, I think we've gleaned all the information
I like this one a lot.
Yeah, this one.
but I'm not gonna say why. So we're gonna move on to the next one.
We're gonna move on.
And
we're
did we
gonna
say
go
what
on.
date this was?
Yeah, this was Friday, October 18, 2019. So we're
Friday.
almost done with the first week we're doing in this episode. We're doing 2 weeks in this episode, by the way.
Pizza Fridays. Sorry.
It's so good. Remember to eat pizza on Fridays. That's what you have to do.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Let's go on the next one.
Let's go on.
Oh my God!
Wait,
how
is it-
many this week is he gonna be in front of a television?
Is it literally the same like fucking? I think they just changed the background
yes,
color.
they did.
As what was it like? It wasn't.
It's just like green, but the chair was the same color.
Hold on, I'm gonna like. Which one was it? It was. Oh my God! It was fucking Thursday. It was 2 days before this one.
Wow.
It was this basically the same like genre of strip, with like basically the same panels, but just with a different background color. But anyhow, Garfield is of course watching a different television show this time, and it's still animal related, of course, because it's a strip about animals. Except when it's not.
Except when it's not.
And so, the television host says, and the heroic dog has saved the day. To which Garfield, he doesn't take kindly to this.
No,
He
doesn't like
clicks away from this channel disinterestedly and says, must not have been much of a day.
What an ass.
And the joke's that he doesn't like dogs because he's a cat.
Ha 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 ha.
Jim.
Davis.
Wow.
The heroic dog has same. Really, the same in 1 week. They're going to use the exact same format, same layout.
Yeah. It's
Television. What? Like, oh, people look at screens too much. I'm Jim Davis. I'm trying to tell everyone that through
Garfield's lazy. He watches television and he slouches while he does it.
the stomach out.
I don't like the stomach.
All right, this one sucks. Let's move on to the next one.
Yeah. We're on to the next week that we're covering in this episode. This is the
Another
most
Sunday
recent
strip
one.
here. And what week is this? Sunday, October 20th, 2019.
Yes.
Okay.
And we start out with a simple title panel. We'll not go over that one. But we start out with Garfield sitting at a table. Once more, sitting at a table. But in the next panel, from the distance. Woo! Woo! And then we see why in the next panel. It is it's a fucking
Is going on?
It is a flying hamburger with arms and hands. It says, "I am the ghost of a hamburger that you ate."
Okay.
And we can digest all this after we finish going through it.
Digest.
And then he
digest.
eats the
And then it just
burger.
picks up the ghost of the fucking burger, which is sentient apparently for some reason,
Sentient
and a ghost, and it can float, and it has arms. There's so much, and he just tosses it into the fucking void of his mouth.
Black void just eats it.
And then in the next panel, as he is munching on the ghost. What do you have to chew on a ghost? We can just talk about that later. Another woo!
From off panel.
And then the arms are in a different position. They did draw that differently.
they did.
Kudos
They
to them.
did.
I am the ghost of a hamburger that you ate, says the floating armed as in limbed. It has limbs. Hamburger.
Okay,
And
so
then-
where did it come from then? His
And then-
ass?
No, it's a ghost.
Oh.
It came from the spirit realm. And then Garfield tosses this once again into his mouth. And the burger is very vexed by this. "Oh, come on," the burger exclaims.
So he is forever in a loop of eating this sentient, floating, souled ghost burger with arms and hands.
So
Forever.
there's a lot to take. So there's a lot of implications that this raises, like a lot.
The hell does
So-
this mean?
Does this mean that like one, if you become a ghost, you gain like another pair of limbs. Because burgers don't usually have limbs. But the burger gained limbs.
Burger got limbs for. I mean, I guess they have to do that because it has to. You can't just look. They'll think someone was throwing it then, right?
Yeah.
Like if there wasn't any arms, that they
But
just
I mean,
draw
like
it that way. But
why does
or
it
do
have?
dead things just get another pair of arms?
It's
Yeah.
and also like. If it's a ghost, why can he chew on it? Shouldn't ghosts be like inherently intangible?
Yeah, just he can just eat it. Just a floating burger that you can eat.
What about the structure of the arms? What are the arms made out of? How can they move? Do they have like a bone structure? Are there bones in the Are there bones in the burger?
Just bread
Carbon.
arms? Or are they just I don't know.
It's like
I can't even morphed into arm structures, but don't really need bones to move because it's just ghost.
and also
thing.
it's like an entire burger. Like the cow that formed the meat is the only part of that burger that was once living.
Yes.
So after you consume something, does it like gain a soul? Does like the digestive process give your food a soul?
A piece. So because the meat was from a cow, the cow died. The meat is a piece of the cow's soul.
But if it's like ground beef, does that mean it's like multiple cows? Is that how? I don't know how that works genuinely.
It's a lot of cow good.
It's just whatever particles of soul are in that piece of meat and existent, they combine to create that. You know, they
So,
just
like,
they pretty much just metamorphosize into whatever they have become. So once all the souls have been combined, they turn into the burger because that's all that's left. It's not going to be a cow spirit because it's only a piece of the cow.
Oh, so it is the ghost of hamburger.
Yeah, it's just soul particles that
I see.
form into something with consciousness.
And I don't want to divulge too far from Garfield here, but that's an interesting topic. Does that mean like if your finger gets cut off, a small piece of your soul that was in your finger?
Yeah.
Very
And then
interesting.
if you eat your finger, it just reappears as another soul. So unlimited food. This is how we deal with the food problems in Africa.
Just turn all the food into fucking weird limbed spirits that can
Spirit
float.
food and
That
never
willingly
die.
go to their death over and over and over again. Because although they are sentient, they're fucking stupid.
And what was it going to do to Garfield if he didn't eat it? What?
Would it fucking choke him out?
Would it just rip his eyes out? Or
Oh, jeez.
crawl inside of his ears? I don't know. What would he do?
What would the burger do? Well, we don't know.
You know
'cause
what? In this one, I like Garf. I like that he eats it. I really like that, actually. That's really sad.
He's asserting his dominance
He
over
just
the burger.
eats it. He doesn't talk to it. He eats it twice. Doesn't give a shit.
It's
Doesn't say anything in the entire comic strip.
this one has like the same sort of message as the balloon animal one actually. And the message is if you see something that cannot be understood, hate it.
Hate it. Hate it. Hate what you can understand.
Absolutely.
Very true.
That's a really good moral to carry on in your life.
Yeah.
And
Hate
if
what you
it
don't understand.
if it ever leads to anything bad happening to any of you listening right now following that advice,
Right.
it's not any of our fault. We have no responsibility upon
It's
this
your
matter.
fault.
It's your fault for listening to us because we're fucking stupid.
Here's the question I have for you, Ryan. What ethnicity is Garfield?
Orange.
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 Okay. Be that as it may, that is an Ethiopian eating style. So I have questions about which Garfield this is.
Ethiopian, as in eating the souls of.
Now, you know they eat in Ethiopia, they do the hand.
They
They
eat with
just-
their hands.
I
do
didn't know
balls
that.
of food.
Oh yeah, they don't
Scoop.
use spoons and forks. They just
And they
use
kind of
hands.
throw it into their gullets.
Yeah, yeah. That's how he's eating it. Also, cats. Well, he has hands with opposable thumbs.
So it's man Garfield.
Wait.
It's Ethiopian man Garfield.
You know,
Ethiopian man.
there are
Garfield.
many Garfields. Thank you for this insight upon the many Garfs, Nick. I
I'm
would
actually-
never have thought of it.
I would like to thank you for letting me. I'm going to use the bathroom.
All right.
You didn't have to tell us that.
No, I wanted to thank you for letting me be on here, because
Yeah.
I know this is going to be the biggest Garfield podcast after this episode.
No, they get bigger.
It'll always get bigger. Because Garfield is always eating.
Ethiopian man Garfield is always eating.
For eternity, he will consume.
I guess Nick has exited the room. So
To
Jay-
defecate.
Yes, that is his goal.
And then eat his ghost poop.
I don't think.
See? See?
Garfield.
That's what's wrong with this. The ghost came before he even pooped. How is that possible?
I guess because the spirit of the burger is not connected to its mortal coil.
Whatever.
It's fine. Let's move on. Okay. Oh.
This one seems like I don't like it.
Yeah. So, Garfield, he's walking up to John like a human would, with his big feet, with like his big, like vaguely human-shaped feet, which I hate.
Really large feet.
I don't want to see Garfield's feet.
Especially from the bottom point of view.
Yeah, no, like in another point of view, they like sort of look like paws, just elongated. But I don't like the fact that he has like humanoid feet. It really
Yeah.
sucks.
It just sucks.
I don't want to see.
It's not really a cat.
I don't want to see like strangely like human-like feet in my funny cat comic.
Neither.
It rubs me the wrong way. I'm
Really
getting a bad
does.
first
I
impression.
don't like it.
But anyhow, Garfield is walking as a human would up to John, who says to him, "Hey."
John is just talking to the cat now.
He's just talking.
That's where this is.
And so John says, "Hey, I have nothing to do." And then Garfield, he leans in very close to John,
Cheek touching.
clasping his hands together. He's very excited, and
He rarely gets excited.
he asks John, "Need any help?"
What?
Because
The...
he wants to help John do nothing. Is the joke.
That's
Because
the
he's
joke.
lazy.
He loves nothing. He loves doing nothing.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you, Jim Davis.
Wow, here I thought we were going to discover some kind of deep analytical meaning behind the cat communicating with the human. But instead it is just crushed by Garfield exclaiming how he would like to help John in doing nothing.
It truly seems that aside from very few exceptions, there are like 3 jokes in Garfield, and they're all like revolving around Garfield's like terrible personality traits.
Yeah,
Like
just the
he's
worst.
lazy. He's a glutton.
Yep, glutton too.
He's
He's
and
awful.
he's an asshole.
He's an ass wipe.
I don't think he wipes.
He doesn't wipe.
Okay.
Next one.
Next one.
This was Monday, October 21st.
Yes. Now on to the 22nd. Oh
Tuesday.
man, this one. Okay.
What
So
the?
so let me frame the situation.
Okay.
Garfield and John are staring at each other.
Just staring.
Meanwhile, they are oblivious to the fact, or maybe Garfield sees it. I'm not really sure, but I assume Garfield and John are just eyes locked on each other. They don't know what's going on. But Odie is fucking chugging a mug of coffee.
Just chugging it.
He wants to get fucking wired.
Yeah.
As we see in the next panel, he's going.
Instantaneously sprung.
He is
Um,
going fucking mad.
Yeah.
And John
Weird
says,
looking.
"You aren't bothering me with your staring," to Garfield. But then he notices Odie, who is His eyes are like fucking rippling or some shit.
And his body is
He's
vibrating.
vibing.
He's losing atoms.
He is
Melting.
wired. And then John, I mean, I can't blame him, but John's horrified. But also his hair is like
Somehow he lost his
he
hair.
lost most of his hair, and the rest
Which
of it is sticking straight
I
up.
don't understand. And also his head is really fucking weird looking.
What happened?
It's just eyes and mouth.
I'm really glad that doesn't happen to me whenever I get scared.
Look at how little his skull is. This is what this is about. Morons.
He is so terrified. His physical structure morphed. And
He just instantaneously went bald.
yes. And Garfield looks smugly at the reader.
How would his head be shaped like that?
It's oh man, I think
Why
I like this
Why
one.
is Garfield smiling?
I think I enjoy this one.
Did he know that was gonna happen? Like he knew Odie was gonna scare John?
Maybe he did see it.
But I kind of like that smile too. Look at it.
He knows.
It's really he knows something.
I
Like it's just
really-
inferring that it was not normal coffee.
Oh, that's where you're going with this.
It's not coffee. He put something in it.
It's
and he's
a
happy
it's a
about that.
Bang energy drink
Bang energy drink with Monster,
mix.
with Red Bull and crack cocaine, but
Don't put your dogs on crack cocaine.
methamphetamine.
Also, don't let them drink like caffeine either. But I think crack cocaine would be worse for them.
The cat did it. I don't know. He's just Garfield's behind this somehow. I don't understand. This one is really weird.
I know Garfield's malicious, but is he that malicious? Maybe.
I don't get it.
Is Garfield like the manifestation of Satan? Is that our existential through line for this particular episode?
Maybe.
It would make
Maybe
sense.
he might be. It would make sense.
Because Garfield's constantly living in a fever dream. We know that.
yeah, forever.
And hell is a fever dream. Obviously, obviously that must be like the sort of energy it
But
gives off.
if he's living in a fever dream, like he's content with it. He's fucking with other people.
Yeah.
It's like John's fever dream, and he's controlling it. Like Garfield's controlling it.
Maybe. God. Or maybe we're the ones that are having a fever dream. Maybe Garfield, the comic strip, is part of some like deeper conspiracy to lure us all into like some mass like
I don't
haze.
know. He's just grinning after they're both screaming at each other.
He thrives off chaos.
Somehow John goes bald because Odie scared him.
I get like they're going for like stylization with John's expression, but
Yeah, but bald? You don't go bald. I mean, I guess your hair stands up, does it?
it's very strange.
He's just bald.
I don't like that. Yeah, there's something up with Odie's coffee. There's definitely
Yeah,
something
he's
up.
just melting. His blood is boiling.
He's mutating.
He's mutating.
God,
All right, let's move on to the next one. I don't
Yeah,
like this
I-
one.
it's bad vibe.
God.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
He's sitting in
Oh my.
the.
This is just so lame.
He's
What the-
watching television again. Okay, and the program he's watching is Cat Horror Theater, as stated by the presenter of Cat Horror Theater. And
This is Wednesday, October 23rd, by the way.
yeah, I should have mentioned that. Thank you for mentioning that. But anyhow, after being introduced to Cat Horror Theater, we hear an emission of noise.
From the television.
Yes, it is a single Z, implying that upon the television, a cat is sleeping. And
Letter Z. Okay, yeah.
then the the cat's sleeping. The cat in the television show. Its slumber is interrupted by an exclamation of, "Wake up, Fluffy!"
And then Garfield freaks out in horror, as if it's the worst thing imaginable. His claws are digging into the couch cushions.
His very, very long tongue
Yeah.
is springing out from his mouth.
It's like, oh, that's a horrible way to wake up for cats.
Get it? 'Cause
Cat horror theater.
cats like to sleep, and they don't like to be woken up from their sleep. Get it?
And that's horrific for him. Ha 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 ha. Cat joke.
It's out of character for Garfield too, because you'd think he'd be annoyed at like getting woken up.
Yeah, that's true.
It wouldn't be something that's scary for him.
Just goes, yeah.
Wait, he's screaming out loud.
Yes. Yeah.
He's
Oh my god, out loud. He's
Is
not
he
thinking. He spoke out loud
and it was because a cat in a television show got woken up.
by a humanoid.
Yeah. How strange.
Okay.
Okay, next
They're
we
just incoherent.
we can't get much from this one.
No.
We'll need to go on.
Oh no! What?
It's
the-
another fucking television one. I
This
can't
is like the
believe it.
fourth one, right?
Yeah.
Of him in front of a television in the same position.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the dialogue in the television show,
Thursday, October 24th, 2019.
there's an exchange going on. Said, "Ow, that's my eye," says one individual.
From the television.
To which
yeah.
another individual replies, "Sorry." And then, "Ow, that's my other eye. Sorry." And then the show goes on to commercial break. We'll return to the Invisible Man gets a tattoo. And then finally,
Ow.
yes. So this is implying that the Invisible Man is like has just gotten like ink injected into his eyes,
Oh, okay.
essentially, basically,
Yeah,
because he's
okay.
getting a tattoo.
Mm-hmm. And they accidentally did his eyes because they can't see his body.
That's horrific. But then, like,
Okay.
that's not even the loudest "ow" he said. So where did they poke him the last time? Because it would have to be like near his eyes, right? Did they like stab it into his fucking brain?
I don't know.
That's
but
not
they
how
could've
tattoos
stabbed
work.
it anywhere.
But it would have to be soft like his eyes if it would like elicit that much pain, right? Like more pain than his eyes.
Like his crotch area. Or his butthole.
Wait. But like,
This is a weird one.
what sort of tattoo would he be getting? Because like,
They don't know. They can't see, so they keep injecting him in the wrong spots.
you're right. Yeah, they would try to find the right spot.
Because he's invisible, they don't know where his skin is. They just like stab him in the eyes with the needle.
Yeah. God, he's blind now forever. That's just morbid.
Yeah, it's just not really. It doesn't really connect to anything. It's not
That
funny.
shouldn't be televised.
No.
I don't vibe with that. I don't vibe with
Why is he even watching that?
because he has nothing better to do. Because he's a lazy, lazy cat
Lazy, shitty cat.
who sits like a man.
All right, this one's just kind of dark. I don't really enjoy it that much.
Yeah.
And it's another TV one.
Yeah. Hopefully we get none of those. God damn it!
Oh my god. What the fuck? Did nobody show up to the office? Were these made by the computer? Is that
God,
why?
the art. Whoever does the art had a very, very easy couple of days.
Oh my god. Okay. Another television strip. It's just
Yeah.
making me bored.
So it's another. There's another exchange of dialogue. One character says, "I've done it, Igor," presumably a mad scientist type. To which Igor replies, "Done what, master?" And the mad scientist replies, "I've attached the brain of a pig to a beanpole."
Beanpole.
And Igor says, "What is it, master?" And then
It says
the
me
scientist
in high
says,
school.
"Me in high school."
And Garfield looks at the viewer.
So, I guess this is implying like the mad scientist was like was sort of like a pig, a disgusting man in high school, and like Beanpole, like his body type, he was sort of like kind of like
I don't
scrawny is what that means, right?
I don't know. What is it, master? Me in high school. Brain of a pig on a bean pole. What's a bean pole?
Bizarre. I assume that means like
Pole of bean? I don't know. I can't even look it up. I can't even
I'm
read
looking
into
it up.
these, honestly. These television ones.
yeah, and like there's no reason for them to be Garfield strips
I don't-
inherently.
Yeah, no, there's
'Cause
nothing to do with
Garfield, like,
Garfield.
Oh, there's some of them where Garfield like kind of adds to it in a way, but like not in this one.
They're running out of ideas.
Which
Honestly, well, I mean, they do it every day, so.
they've been running out of ideas for a very long time, but somehow they haven't been running out of ideas enough to stop the strip.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay, I'm looking up. Oh, okay. So beanpole is literally a stick for supporting bean plants, but it's also slang for a tall, thin person.
Oh, okay.
So
So I
basically,
guess he's just shitting on himself in high. Okay, that's not funny.
yeah.
Just shitting on himself in high school, making
Yeah.
a pun.
Okay. Well,
All right.
I guess after this, it's on to the final.
Final one for this week, which had 2 or 3. Well,
I think it might have been 3.
the
I know
last
there's-
week definitely had 1 in it, with the TV couch
yeah,
strips.
there's been too many of them, and I'm kind of disappointed
This is
in
like
that.
the 5th one,
Yeah.
4th or
Um,
5th. Oh my god! All right, let's move on to the next one,
Yeah.
and
I
that was
suppose so.
Friday.
Yeah, we're on to the
25th.
last one. Saturday, October
Whoa.
26th, 2019. I've been looking forward to doing this one, actually.
Um,
So, we start out with a bird walking up behind a worm.
not flying, chasing.
Its wings are outstretched and it is grinning maliciously. The worm is very, very afraid,
It's trying to grab the worm with its wings.
and it is thinking to itself, "Ooh, a worm." It wants to eat the worm,
Yeah, yeah.
of course. And then Garfield enters the frame, grinning devilishly. And he says, "Ooh, a bird." And he's going to grab the bird,
By its ass.
and presumably is going to do to the bird
Hopefully
what
eat it.
the bird hoped to do to the worm. But then he looks behind himself,
Ass up.
and there's no
We don't know what it is.
there's no thought bubble coming from beyond. We don't know what's going to happen.
But the bird also looks up in horror.
They're all looking up terrified. Is it because they fear what might happen?
Or
Because-
what's going to eat them? The 4th thing that's
Why
bigger
would-
than them?
What in a suburban neighborhood would eat Garfield?
A cat? A coyote?
Perhaps.
I guess.
Maybe one
But
of
They're
those-
looking up at something big.
Are they, or are they just like afraid that maybe like the chain will continue?
I just don't like their positions on each other's body. What's the bird gonna do to the worm? What's Garfield gonna do to the bird like that?
Why is he reaching for the bird's ass though?
I don't like it.
Hmm.
It's sexual. Of course they had to give a sexual one thrown in there.
God, why can't Garfield remain pure like he used to be? God damn it,
Back in boomer days.
Jim Davis.
Jimothy
You should-
Davis.
You should keep Garfield pure, Jim Davis.
Too late.
And
He might fuck. Garfield fucks.
no, I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about that. I don't want to
I
think about
just said it, so now you're going to think about it for the rest of the night.
I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna be laying in bed. I'm gonna be looking at the ceiling. I'm gonna be thinking about Garfield fucking, and I don't want to think about Garfield fucking. Because nobody should ever think about Garfield fucking. I'm sorry to all of all of you listening now.
Garfield having sexual intercourse.
I don't want to think about that.
This is, I mean, honestly,
I kind of enjoy this one.
I like this one. It's fun.
Yeah.
There's nothing really deep to it, but it's fun.
'Cause,
Or I
like-
guess there's always, I don't know.
Because, like, all the other times they, like, ruin the punchline. They,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
remove the impact of this. But then they don't say anything. They leave, like, something. They, like, leave it hanging a bit.
Something that is going to eat all of them at once.
Or
because
maybe
it's
not.
larger.
Who knows what will happen? It's kind of funny. There's, like, an actual setup to the punchline, and then
Yeah.
they let the punchline happen
They
without
do.
anything else going on.
This is what I want to see more of. This is what I enjoy. The
Yes.
simplicity of this.
Thank you, Jim Davis, for letting us leave this off on a high note.
I actually do like this. This one I actually like. This is the
I'm-
first one that I actually kind of like.
I'm very pleased. We can end this podcast with joy. We can feel joy.
We can. Not
Um,
depression.
And so yes, that has been all of the Garfield strips for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, pretty much.
We hope you enjoyed this journey.
And how interesting these were.
Yes. I know I'm not sure I'll think very hard about a lot of these, but
I don't like them. This was an awful week.
I don't know. It had some
Fine.
highlights.
Some were the balloon one. I remember that.
Oh yes.
I enjoyed
And the
balloon.
burger, the hamburger.
The hamburger was unexpected. That's what I'll say.
I did not expect the hamburger.
Yeah, the hamburger was very unexpected.
No.
Honestly, that might have been the best one I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
For
Better
now.
than the pipe strip? I'm not sure.
I don't know, but yeah, it's not as usable as that one, as versatile. But for what it was,
Very good.
very good.
And yeah, I'm pleased.
I'm pleased with that. It ended well.
Thank you, Jim
Um,
Davis.
I'm never going to thank Jimothy Davis, but
I will. I'm the. We're not cops, so I can't be a good cop if we're not cops.
we're not cops. We're anti-codfish.
We are against codfish, their existence. This is going on. we need to like. Okay.
Okay, let's
So, yes, this has been Upon the Garf, episode 2. I'm Ryan,
I'm Jake.
and Nick is still in the bathroom.
Yeah, that third guy is just gone.
He's
He's irrelevant.
gone. He disappeared.
He wasn't here for any particular reason anyway.
Thank you for bearing with our. What?
I don't know.
What is it?
I don't know what we've gotten out of this. Upon the Garf, episode 2. Combining 2 weeks in one. That's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
However, I hope you enjoy it.
Yes. We hope.
I hope you enjoy us not enjoying these
Yes,
strips
indeed.
for the most part.
We hope we have inspired joy, and that you have a prosperous day. And week.
Prosperous.
It's not enough to only have a prosperous day.
No.
You have to have a whole week. Anyhow. Farewell.
Farewell.